far away. Do you feel that way?
It's because of the light.
I know. It's because of the light. There's no contact with him after he signs. He's suspended. He reverts to the reserve suspension list right away. Obviously, coach was with him in Indy. We did work on him coming out of the draft, saw his pro tape. He's a talented guy, and obviously he made a mistake, and he's apologized for that mistake. We believe in second chances, and now it's on him. And so he'll come in next year, be ready to go for the off-season program and training camp. I think he's got to apply for reinstatement, so I'm not taking that for granted. But.
Aaron Simmons didn't make the team. Why the decision to move on from him, and what's the plan now at that spot?
Well, a lot of these guys that we brought, that we cut today, we're interested in bringing back. We have a practice squad. We've talked about the roster being 69 guys as opposed to 53 and having flexibility in those spots. And I think when you look at Sip, obviously the season didn't end for us the way that we wanted to, and he would say the same thing, but also have confidence in his abilities. And so we'll just see what happens here in the next 24 hours with him and a bunch of these other guys. And try to bring some of these guys back and give them a chance to continue to competing for spots. And, we got the activations there on the practice squad as well for other guys too. So.
What made you like Albert O'Craven to trade for?
I think first thing you talk about Albert, you talk about the physical ability. I mean, he's 6'5", he's almost 260 pounds. He runs a 4.4. He's got a huge wingspan. He's got really good lower body flexibility for a big guy, and we had a chance to watch him together. And obviously, coaches had tremendous success with that position, and some guys who look like this. And so, bring him in here. He's 25 years old. We have some people in the building who were with Denver when they drafted him, and give him an opportunity. And that's not a slight on the tight ends we have here. Obviously, we think Dallas is one of the best players at his position in the league, and we have two young players in Jack Stoll and Grant Calcaterra that we brought in here that we really like. And for us, any time we have an opportunity to add an offensive player that we think can help us and help our team, we look at that. So that's the reason we brought him in.
What did you see from Eli Ricks this summer that?
Yeah, I would say this just to start. This is a hard day for us as an organization. We bring in these guys and we ask them to give them everything that they got during the off-season program, during training camp, in the preseason, and we got to sit down with each and every one of them and we do sit down with each and every one of them, and we thank them for their efforts and their energy. And so, it's not easy having these conversations with those guys, and then, we kind of try to shift quickly. So it's a hard transition having as many conversations as we do with these guys, and then kind of shifting here and kind of thinking about, all the good. So.
Nicholas Morrow came in and he was running a lot with the ones to begin with, starting out with OTAs and so he's on the release list. What changed from the time he first went in and when he was released, and does it say about the improvement of Zach Cunningham and how he joined and how he played?
Yeah, well, I think when you talk about Zach Cunningham, obviously a productive player in the National Football League, and he came here a little bit late in camp and had an opportunity, and he continues to have an opportunity. And I don't know that it's so much about what Nick did as opposed to being really heavy at some other positions here. And again, as we look at the roster, we're looking at it through the lens of having 69 guys and knowing that there's some fluid processes on some players and some things. And so, we'll do whatever we can to put the best possible guys on the field for New England and through the rest of the season.
You cross-trained some of those outside edges guys at inside linebacker. Did that factor into the decision to maybe go a little light at inside linebacker?
Versatility always plays a role in that, and that makes some of the guys, I don't want to say more valuable, but the more you can do sometimes, the more likely we might keep you. So I guess. That's really, in Patrick's case, we felt good about that, and that he can play. He got a little bit of reps in the Indy game at linebacker. So, and that's just the nature of this league, and with things that are ever changing through the ups and downs of a season.
Hey, Howie, at what point did Eli Ricks kind of just look like a guy who might be a factor during the summer?
Yeah, obviously you talk about pedigree. He was the number one corner in the country coming out of high school and going to LSU, and then didn't have his last season that he wanted to there. And he was a guy that we spent a lot of time on in the draft process. And And he came in with an opportunity, and I think what we saw is this is a long, instinctive player with good athleticism and ball skills, and those guys are hard to find. And his work ethic, his care factor was really high, and so that's a great success story for him. When he had a lot of adversity here, as a guy who really thought he'd be a high pick going into the year, and he came in with the right attitude, and we called him and told him he was on the team. And at the same time, like we tell all these young players, there's no scholarships in the NFL for any of us, and so you got to keep working, you got to keep improving, and we'll keep judging. We evaluate every day, and that's what we'll keep doing.
When it came to sort of special teams,